Welcome back to the Convo Couch, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pasta Jardula.
I'm Fiorella.
And we have Jonny Sue on the ones and twos. Fam, let me get you up here. Let's get you going. We had a great show yesterday, a fun show. A lot of stuff's been going on. We lost our cool. But yesterday we had a lot. We have another. I lost my cool. And it's so funny because we saw that video. Jonny played that video yesterday, fam, of Elizabeth Warren going, literally pretty much saying, oh, when somebody asked her, an independent reporter, you better believe it, in your ethics bill, will you allow the son or the daughter of a congressperson or vice president or somebody in the White House to be on the board of a gas company in a foreign country? And she said no, and then she had to walk it back and start thinking about it. And it made me think about the show you did where Elizabeth Warren was hooking up her daughter Amelia in the healthcare industry, like Joe was hooking up Hunter.
Yeah.
In the gas industry, in the energy industry.
Yeah. There's a lot of that coming. You guys
nepotism,
huh, fam? So much of that. It is so bad. Yeah, because there are some people out there, some
that's the
people who used to be independent media that got paid money, so they've changed their stance on a lot of things and how they respond to Elizabeth Warren. So I want to get started with just talking about how her healthcare framework has changed and how it's actually a lot of loaded BS. So here's a tweet we had where she said, right now what we've got in Medicare for All is a framework and it doesn't have the details, and you're right to be asking. But the most important part of your asking is to raise awareness so we get this right as we go through it. So let's play the video, Jonny.
Right now, what we've got in Medicare for All is a framework, and it doesn't have the details, and you're right to be asking. But the most important part of your asking is to raise awareness so we get this right as we go through it.
Okay.
Can we just stop for a minute, though?
You pretty much read what she said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the mics good? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So basically, like I said, I read what she said. And she also, her plan, if you look on her website, it's not really fully detailed. Now, to be fair, what she has released isn't Medicare for All, but let's see if she releases something better. I don't know. I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt on that because Tulsi Gabbard has yet to release her plan. So I think it's only fair to give Elizabeth Warren that. However, Elizabeth Warren has used the terms access to affordable health care and also has close ties via her daughter, like Pasta was saying, to the healthcare industry. And not only via her daughter, but via other PACs, actually, which I will be talking about because it's so much information I could never fit it into this video. So do you have anything to say on that?
No, I mean, it's... I'm sure we're going to elaborate on this. We're going to talk, and I have questions toward the end, but I want to make sure you go through all this stuff so we can have an overall macro sense of what's going on before I ask my questions, because I don't want to cut in on some of this stuff because I know you got some stuff in here, and we'll get to that after. So no, please carry on, and I'll have questions at the end of the session.
The other thing that is a problem with Elizabeth's integrity, so to speak, Elizabeth's integrity that kind of seeps into her policy is that the identity politics problem, which I believe will hand us Donald Trump. She has a couple of things that I believe will make Trump and her an easy target for Donald Trump. So there's this whole thing hinging on the white supremacy of Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren, there was a really great article by the Indian Country today that just basically spoke about how she has been pretty much using the Native American stamp, as many of you know, as part of her heritage, and how she hasn't done anything for the community. She hasn't lived within the community. She did a powwow cookbook with her husband. It's just, to me, it's just like a white lady who has absolutely no idea how to actually be an ally, she's not even an ally, let alone a representative of that community. And then when Donald Trump baited her, of course, she went right for the bait and did the whole thing. And we've seen, of course, the documents where she lists herself as Native American and where they recognize her as a woman of color. And again, I think that is absolutely ridiculous. And it's something I don't go after very much.
Yeah.
But I am only pointing it out because Donald Trump is going to use this, and the right are going to use this so much as fodder to completely take her down.
Yeah, yeah. And I heard in her cookbook that she flip-flopped several times from butter to olive oil. I'm going to get that cookbook. No, I heard there was inaccuracies in that cookbook, and I'm going to go take a look at it. So just let you know, I'm looking. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, and she would just constantly talk about, how her family would share stories about how they were Native American, and she didn't go to Standing Rock. She didn't really speak out against it. She didn't. I mean, it's just it's funny, but it's also really bad. Like, it's also really bad because, like, there's no defense of it. There's really truly no defense of it.
I thought it was the stupidest move right off the bat that she announced right off the bat. Like, before she did it, she did the DNA test to prove that she was 220th Native American, and then using that Native American on an official document in college. I mean, that's just some stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can't just think about, oh, she did what she was best to and help herself, and most people would do that. Yeah, she was taking a spot away from somebody else who was really a Native American who probably deserved that spot.
Right. Exactly.
Think about that. Is that a meme? Think.
So, what the backlash has been is, like, every time Bernie people or people that progressives discuss about this issue, they say this is racist and this is a low blow and this is unfair. So let's go right to the tweet, Johnny. It says,
Matt Boswell.
Discussing Senator Warren's Native American claim is now, quote, racist news. What's Adam Green talking about? Very Trumpian. She plagiarized receipts for a cookbook called Pow Wow Chow. Jesus Christ, that name. You can't make this up. Centrists will say anything to keep Senator Sanders from the White House. So let's play this from Rising with our girl Crystal Ball.
Crystal Ball.
I feel like many of the Democrats are just unwilling to bring up the heritage scandal from the past. Do you think that's going to be a problem for her? Because she really hasn't had to answer it for it since she became a major front runner. And a lot of the candidates seem to be treating it very gingerly, but there has to be some discussion in the campaign of, hey, Trump is going to hit this every single day. And there's a lot to work with.
Fox News is going to hit it every day.
Fox News is going to hit it every day. I mean, there's a lot to work with when it comes here. It's something that she was not truthful about for many, many, many years. As a Warren supporter, how do you reconcile yourself with that?
Okay, you had me until the non-truthful part.
Sure.
That's not fair.
Well,
yeah.
All right.
So I think like Donald Trump, this is old news and this is racist news.
I feel like many of the Democrats are just unwilling to bring up the heritage.
Okay.
Wow. I wanted to send this shout out to the audience, but the way he says it's racist news, I don't understand the deflection there, fam. I mean, what is he trying to do? You didn't even show up at Standing Rock, young lady. Please.
Yeah. I mean, now it's not, and this goes all the way back to how Bernie supporters were called sexist in regards to Hillary Clinton, and now they're doing it again in regards to Elizabeth Warren. But also now you're racist because somehow her claim that she's Native American is now valid because all these people say it's valid, even though if that was like Bernie Sanders claiming that he was Native American, they'd be like, oh, this white man is trying to just capitalize on people of color. They would turn it around. Yeah. But it's because it's Elizabeth Warren that it's somehow you can't even go there, right? Like you can't even.
She's so bad too. The fact that she didn't want to go on Fox real quick.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna say hi to some people. The fact that she didn't want to go on Fox real quick, saying that stuff, and she's always just playing the identity politics. It's terrible. It's gonna come back and bite them in the ass. You got to get out of your own echo chamber, ladies and gentlemen, and remember that in this general election, independents, libertarians, people in the middle, they're all gonna be voting, and they're not monoliths in the middle. Somebody said that. Yeah, but the Democrats are. Val, how you doing? What's up? She's on the Convo Couch YouTube.
Sup, guys?
Hugs. I'll give it to you, my man Pork Chop, or my lady Pork Chop. We don't know. Philip Blair, Edwin Medina, thank you so much. Dana Fairbanks, it's always great to see you.
Yes.
Jack Smith, and we want to thank all those other people, Mike Walker, our boy David Harris, who's not here right now, but our 66 or 67 Patreons out there that help us out and hook us up. And thank you for anybody who leaves a super chat on the Convo Couch YouTube. We do appreciate it. We put that money to use. Sam Blue over on the MCSC network on the YouTube over there. Marcos Roca Jr. How you doing, Van Howell?
Guys?
Philip Blair is going back and forth to show love to both the MCSC network and the Convo Couch YouTube. We appreciate your gymnastics. Julie Martinez, thank you so much. And Shane Ramlal. Jack Smith. You better say Jack Smith, what's up? Tulsi 2020 in the house too as well.
Ooh.
On the MC at C Networks. And SoCal, we love you. Over on the Facebook, our fams, our love. Gabriel Ramirez, what is up, homeboy?
What's up, Gabriel?
We love you, Gabriel. Sarah Williams, Mike Warner, and Queety are all hanging out on the Facebook. We got 25 people there. We like that when we get a little ruckus over on the Facebook fam. Let's get to the next part. No, they're not shadow banning us today.
wow.
Thank you.
Okay, so one more thing I think we had on the racial problem with Elizabeth Warren.
Oh,
the
yes.
picture
I almost skipped
of
this.
there's a supporter of Elizabeth Warren holding a sign that says African Americans with Warren. Now, this could be an innocent mistake, but the reason I'm pointing it out was if you can imagine a Tulsi supporter that's white holding a Hindu sign with Hindus with, I mean, they would go about it both ways for that. Or if it was a Bernie supporter that would had the same thing, you'd bet they'd go about it so many ways. I mean, it's already a problem. But of course, this is, I mean, you know, Bernie supporters don't even really go after this unless they're provoked. But they've been provoked, so be careful with this. This is literally, what is it? The white saviors over here.
The White Knights.
The White Knights? Or the
White saviors, white knights, they're the same group and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
And stuff like that. But you know what it
Sorry.
is? It's just virtue signaling. It feels good. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't help anybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then when you use it, you weaponize it and attack, you run away potential voters and stuff. I don't want to get into it and stuff like that
No,
because we got to talk
possibly.
about. Please.
That's a long conversation that we will have.
Analytically, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's just not
yeah.
good for the party to do those things because you're going to run off potential voters. You even talked
well,
about.
yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
great to, I mean, yeah, I also agree with the identity politics of it. Like, don't necessarily, it's obvious if you are African American and you're supporting Warren or Bernie, right? But the thing is that irritates me the most is we constantly get told by the media that she has such a diverse base.
And
She
she
has so
doesn't.
much African American
Yeah.
support. The majority of her support is actually white, college educated, upper middle class ladies.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
The
that's
people who
what
voted
it
for
is.
Hillary in the last
Yeah,
election, pretty much,
absolutely.
you know.
So there is definitely a class distinction between Bernie supporters and Warren supporters, which is the main thing to look at. So Thea is with Bernie. Thea Ballerina is wonderful on Twitter, and she reposted this video saying, "I'm so goddamn tired of feminist male bashing and calling it sexism. Politics isn't about gender, it's about policy. Liz doesn't have better plans. She has Bernie's watered down platform. The mainstream media can F out of here with the BS narrative. They're scared AF, and it shows in a big way." So let's play this clip that got so overplayed and got so many of us mad, going with the hashtag women for Bernie, because apparently women for Bernie don't exist.
And you can
There's
fudge
a
off mainstream
ceiling.
media.
There's a ceiling. There is nowhere to go, but there is no up to go. And all of those support, I actually overheard someone saying that I thought was an interesting point, that basically at this point, if you are still supporting Sanders as opposed to Warren, it's kind of showing your sexism because she has more detailed plans and her plans have evolved. I thought it was an interesting point, and I think there may be something to it.
Oh, we got to show the rest of it.
I love that sound effect. That
you
was
have a
great.
dolphin there too? Because the dolphin's laughing.
That was so great. Oh,
Well, we'll get the dolphin back.
dolphin.
Well, you know what? Because Bolsonaro's setting the whole friggin' Amazon on flames.
Oh yeah,
Killing
don't
the
remind
pink dolphins,
me. Stop.
fam.
Don't remind me. I'm gonna get
Sorry.
sad.
I know. We love dolphins
So
and ladybugs.
thank you, Thea Ballerina, for that. That's hilarious. Yeah. So I had seen this, and of course it irks you because this woman is talking about how Elizabeth Warren's plans are more detailed.
She's got plans, fam.
She got them all from Bernie, dude. Like, let's be real here. She didn't even have any of these things until Bernie Sanders had them in actually even before 2016, but then she copied them, and they're not detailed. They're watered down in comparison to Bernie's. And calling his supporters sexist, they constantly get to call us sexist. They constantly get to say whatever they want. And the minute you defend yourselves, you're like, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. You're in the wrong. So it's really bad. And again, it's the identity politics tied with Elizabeth Warren that is not only pushing progressives away, it's pushing the right to mock the left. This is exactly why the right mocks the left. This is exactly why the right wins, why you lose people to the walk away movement, while you lose independence, why people don't vote. It is this whole like weaponizing. They think like some in the right think we're all like this, and we're not. That's the thing. Like, we don't, this isn't like, it's ridiculous to say that because Elizabeth Warren is a woman, she's going to be better than Bernie Sanders. If she's going to put in place the same elitist mentality that's been hurting women and everybody else in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You have to tie the economics to everything else. You can't just talk about these identity politics issues alone.
Absolutely.
So,
and this woman right here, she's as privileged as can be.
absolutely.
As privileged. Her dad was like one of the biggest donors to the Hillary Clinton campaign. And it was like, she is as privileged as can be. She doesn't have to ever worry about her rent. She doesn't have to worry about her car payments. She doesn't have to worry about what she's going to eat for 2 days because she doesn't get her check in. I've been eating peanut butter and jelly. Thank you, Mindy, to the jams. They're awesome, especially the Quince one. But she doesn't have to worry about the things that every average workers have to worry about.
Yeah.
Once again, it's the MSM, mainstream media, pushing their elitist, privileged, rich-ass people, trying to hold on to their control. But we ain't falling for it anymore, are we, fam?
No, not at all. And I just get pissed. Yeah, you're exactly right.
I have a couple good comments from
Please,
Yeah,
please,
sure.
let's get them.
Let's see. Black Star Goat on the MCSC network says this lady is why we have to come hard at Warren.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The
Thank
other
you.
one is from Mr. Mike Honcho on the YouTube. He says Elizabeth Warren draws the less informed Bernie fans.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely. The less informed Bernie fans act, but still the majority are
Hillary
it's Hillary supporters and just wealthy elites. And that's the thing. Pasta's right. Like they're not in danger. They don't need Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Like it makes them progressive enough on the outside,
Yeah.
superficially, and if they have their nice cushiony jobs, they don't have to go and be scared to promote Bernie. That's one thing I've been reading on, like, people who might have been Bernie in 2016. The only reason they're Elizabeth Warren now is because they're afraid of the backlash of being Bernie.
Yeah.
Because they have these nice jobs and they're like, well, like, I can at least feel progressive and still be okay with my coworkers. And
Yeah.
that's not it. This is a class war. This is
Absolutely.
an election about the 99% versus the 1%. This isn't not about the left and the right. That's why you see people like Tulsi coming up, because she understands that. She understands that this isn't about the Democrats and the Republicans. She understands that you have to reach across the aisle, that all Americans are hurting. And that is the message that is going to win, the populist message against a populist Trump.
Yeah. I got to tell you this, I've been giving out strikes all week about things I've been upset about. But when I saw that last picture with Elizabeth Warren and Hillary Clinton, we're talking about the connection. That was it. That was strike 3. Never vote for you no matter what. It was the Fox thing first because I thought she was playing huge identity politics and not really opening herself up to be, to have a chance to win. And then the Venezuela shit was number 2. And this was a hard strike 3. You're out of there, Elizabeth. I won't vote for you at all if you are the nominee, if it comes down to you and Trump. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Yang's hanging by a thread.
Yeah.
But he still
With
hasn't
his
gotten
foreign
strict
policy
3.
is pretty bad.
The whole pandering to the Israeli state for me was a hard strike. So, but anyways, let's go on because we're gonna talk about our favorite person soon, fam.
Oh, fam. Stop. Okay.
What
So
happened to me?
somebody on Twitter asked me to do a video on this, and so I am kind of doing like a little segment on this because Elizabeth Warren is copying Bernie, right? But she's also taking the money, and we've gone over this several times on particular videos on this, talking about the money she's taken. But let's look at my status, fam, because guess who came out in defense of Elizabeth Warren yet again? I was so surprised this happened again. Yeah. So Emma Vigilant, yes,
that one.
came out in surprise and said, I've seen people slamming Elizabeth Warren for transferring money from her Senate campaign to her presidential one. Guys, Bernie Sanders did the same thing. Warren transferred $10.4 million from previous campaigns. Bernie transferred $10.1 million.
So bad.
It's the same. They're the same, you guys.
Yeah.
Why are you
It doesn't matter where that money came from.
Why are you guys attacking her? They're
Oh,
the same. They're the
gee.
same. They're both, look, Bernie is better,
Come
but
on.
Elizabeth is great. That's actually what she said after that. But okay, the problem with this statement is the obvious it's obvious to anybody who knows anything, is the fact that Bernie Sanders, his money from his Senate campaign came from donors that don't take corporate PAC money. It came from the people.
Roots.
Actual grassroots. Elizabeth Warren funneled corporate PAC money.
Yep.
So she wouldn't have to say that she took corporate PAC money in the primary. So she nefariously funneled this money from her Senate campaign where she did take this money.
Yeah.
So it is not the same thing. It's not even close. And so, of course, everybody on Twitter
Who are the 2,500 people that like that? You guys are suckers, man. I'm just telling you that much.
Yeah, well, I mean, TYT has, a wide reach.
Those are the leftovers.
A lot of people made their name off of Bernie, and now, even though they were never really for him, they still use him to get their clicks, right? And that's a lot of these YouTubers that constantly defend Elizabeth Warren. But I'm not going to get into that. I said, Emma seems to think Bernie and Warren are on the same level. The issue is not the transferring, but what was transferred. Warren funneled corporate PAC money, unlike Bernie. We can look at FEC and Open Secrets for that. Philosopher Rob understands this well. And then, of course, Rob, he goes on to, let me see if I can find
Where's Philosopher Rob? This guy's got a lot of great stuff.
He does. Yeah, no, he just, he
Oh, yeah,
posted
look at that.
their-
Look at that graphic up
that
there.
came
Goldman
from him.
Sachs, Bain, Capital, NASDAQ.
Oh, here it is. So he has a couple of these tweets. One of them says, just go under in the comments. I retweeted them, Johnny. One of them says, Elizabeth Warren received donations from at least 16 billionaires in 2018. Bernie Sanders didn't receive any donations from billionaires. And centrists are still saying Bernie and Warren are the same. So that one is really cool. And then if you go to Emma Vigilance status too, you'll see Philosopher Rob got a lot of the best tweets. But
could we show that picture of Bernie Sanders meeting with the secret donors? Do you still have that up there? See, fam, I think you're wrong. He met with all these people here, right here. I love this one. Leaked picture of Bernie Sanders holds meeting with his powerful special interest donors, as opposed to the graph we put up with where Elizabeth Warren is getting her money. She's held large dollar fundraisers.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, yeah, then he also mentioned how she held large dollar fundraisers of at least a dozen billionaires and countless more CEOs and executives. A little bit different than the grassroots Senate campaign from Bernie Sanders.
And I think in the video you make, you're going to show all these ties, all these lines,
all
the
of
financials.
These, all of these.
So we will get back to
financials.
this there. And Emma is just really being disingenuous and stuff. She's doing the same thing she always does.
Right.
She tells part truths and she elaborates on those part truths. She did it with Tulsi in the Promisa bill, the Promisa Act.
Yeah.
Or Pramisa, did I say it right? She did that same video too as well, and then used words like standing behind colonizing, legislation and twisting it. Here she's doing the same thing. How are you going to hold Elizabeth Warren guilty for taking money from her Senate campaign when Bernie does the same thing? Yeah, that is true, but it's not the truth. It's not the same thing because where the money is actually coming from.
Right, it's a half-truth, like Johnny says.
That's
a
what
great way of
friggin'
describing it.
Emma does.
That's what MSNBC and CNN and all
yeah.
these people do. So, and Fox will tell you like a thing that it makes sense, and then they'll turn it around and completely lie. So again, this isn't just because I want to bash Anna or I'm sorry, Emma. But this is because I want to point out that that's, as a journalist, that's something you don't do. You don't tell half truths. You say, oh, they both did the same thing, but Elizabeth Warren's money was, of course, corporate PAC. So the last thing I want to mention, Pasta, because Pasta's got to go. Bernie Sanders, of course, outraises Elizabeth Warren after Nate Silver called his supporters residue, said he doesn't really, his stats are dwindling, and after that woman said that we're showing our sexism, Bernie Sanders sets the bar high with 25.3 million third quarter haul. Buttigieg falls short of his second quarter, and Elizabeth Warren, he raised more money than him and Elizabeth Warren's first and second quarters combined. So who's the front runner again is what I ask. Like, how is it possible that Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden are polling so much higher than Bernie Sanders when this man can just snap his fingers and just get all of this support, this small donor support out of the blue? Why is he getting this support if his numbers are dwindling? How is that possible? How is that logical? It's not. These polls are manufactured. They are the statistics are wrong. I cannot get tired of stressing that. The margins of error are great. Do not rely on these polls. Do not allow these polls to make you feel like you have to vote for Biden or for Elizabeth Warren because you feel like they have a shot against Trump because the polls tell you that. Look at the money Bernie raises from the working class, from people all over this country. I think the thing went down from 27. I think it went down, the average. I mean,
Yeah.
It used to be 27. I think it went down.
Because there's so much more like 5s, 2s, 10s,
Yeah.
12s. And I'm really proud of people for doing that stuff. It's just, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? The other day, Johnny donated to Aura Vasquez because he saw something that was going on. Now, Aura Vasquez was on this show. I'd like to get her back on because as election time gets closer, this woman is really powerful. She's great. She's got a lot of what's the word I'm looking to a lot of charisma too, where she can speak to people. People like and listen to her, and she's been getting great on the issues. And if she's not educated on the issue, she gets educated and she comes back with more information. So Aura Vasquez, Johnny made a donation to her because I think that they had this little campaign match funding thing for the city of LA, Johnny. You talked about it where they matched a donation or 6 times a donation. So if you get a chance, get on over to Aura Vasquez, donate a few bucks. I think Johnny's going to look to pull it up. Johnny, while you're looking for it real quick, I'm just going to say some hi to some people because they have some great comments on what you're saying. Suzanne Gillums on the Facebooks says, Bernie is the front runner. Sarah Williams, go Bernie. Steve Wilbrandt, Valerie Flanagan. Valerie, we still got to speak because we have to find out what's going on with the virtual caucuses in Iowa.
Yes, we want
Valerie Flanagan, and we're going to be doing some stuff, some information. We went and did the mock voting for this weekend, and there's a lot of insight on that we have to get ready for over here. So just like Valerie Flanagan, she's one of the warriors. Get ready, people. Volunteer your time to work in these polls on these days. Let's get as many eyes and ears out there as possible. You have your cameras charged and ready, so if something goes down, we film it, we get on it, we can get ahead of it. Also, Mikey Yu says, well, aloha, fam. We love you, Mikey Yu. Everybody up on the Facebook. Kitty Maporta, Danny O'Brien, all the people out there. Chris David, new intro. I hope you like it. Johnny was up to wee hours in the morning working on it.
Wee hours.
And
Boston has a really bad British accent. Just do not ever listen to it.
God bless today. Great White Start. Marcus Rocha,
Shout out to
Rashid
Tim
Ganson, Van Howell. How you doing? Kim Harden. Skulldeath 23. Where you been all day? We got 121 people watching on the MCSC Network. MCSC Network. We got 104 watching over at the Convo Couch.
Nice.
YouTube, including Ashley Hudson, Ed Marin, Saul Construct, Jack Smith, and of course, Mike Honcho. Mike is the Honcho with Edwin Medina. We love you. Johnny, you got anything else before we get on out of here?
And just before we get on out of here, I just want to say I'm going to do the Bernie thing. Like he says, let me be very clear. Because of how he's raised, just expect more attacks. Expect more things to come against him because now they're seeing, holy crap, he can fundraise this much money without taking our money. Holy crap, we're just going to have to put more money into everybody else. So expect that. And you just, like Pasta said, make sure you're involved in your elections because we need as many eyes and ears there because from what we're seeing, things aren't going to go as smoothly as it seems. Like it seems like the whole machinery here in LA is working great, but after we've talked to several people, they're like, no, there are issues here, there are issues there. It's a brand new system. So please pay attention to that because it doesn't matter how many people vote for Bernie if these votes don't count. Yeah. And we have to be top against that. So.
Jack Smith says, I love when Fee does Bernie voice. Can you do a Bernie voice?
No.
So we're
now
going to introduce Awoda's video here. Come on, in a Bernie Sanders voice.
No.
You need to elect Awoda Vasquez. Take a look.
Good job, fam.
Hi, I'm Aura Vasquez and I'm running for City Council District 10. Did you know that Los Angeles has a city matching fund that for every dollar they match 6? I need 100 unique contributions from people like you to help me reach this goal. For more information about how to donate, contribute, or participate in my campaign, please visit aura2020.com. Thank you.
She's awesome. She's great.
She's real.
She's just evolving too. She's growing in front of our eyes, and that's great. So she's got a high ceiling. She's like one of those, top 5 draft picks in the NFL that are coming out of college early because they got so much talent, and you're just going to see them grow. So you draft them early. Help Aura Vasquez out. Put a few bucks up there. Let's see her get in.
She's a Bernie crat too. So there's that. So yeah, guys. I don't know. You got anything else?
That's it. We got to get out of here.
We do. Pasta's got to go to work. So thanks for watching, you guys. We really appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please become a Patreon member and follow us on the Roku. which is great.
Rockfin.
Rockfin.
We are kind of on Roku, but we're kind of
are on Roku
Listen,
too,
the
but-
Rockfin is what we're gonna leave you with. Go to the Rockfin, ROKFIN. They got a lot of articles in Medium. We're gonna be putting some stuff together. We have to talk about where we can possibly watch the next debate. Hint, hint. Go to Rockfin now. Sign up. It's a blockchain, cryptocurrency-based type of platform that doesn't cheat the creators. It's where we got to go because these friggin' neoliberal establishment, deep state son of a bees, they're just putting a chokehold on us. And as we got monetized on YouTube, we got monetized to get all our videos demonetized.
Yeah.
It really does suck. But for Pasta Jardula,
And Fiorella Isabel.
Jonny Sue on the ones and twos. Johnny, you got anything to play us out with? All right, then
Combo
we're
out.
Combo out.